Are you looking for heartfelt, daring LGBTQ+ stories that truly stand out? You've come to the right place. Here are the top 15 Australian gay movies you need to stream. Number 15. Head On.
You remind me of that guy from The Grifters. You know, what's his name? John Cusack. That's it. I love that fucking film.
Ari is a young Greek Australian who sneaks out after dark, plunging into an underworld of clubs, quick hookups, and frantic escapes. He's trying to outrun his traditional family's pressure and his community's expectations while searching for some kind of belonging. The film is raw, confronting, and unafraid to show Ari's wild rebellion against anything holding him back. Will his risky nighttime pursuits spark a greater understanding of himself or lead him further into chaos? Number 14. The Dream Children.
There's a lot of talk going on about you sucking cock.
Sucking cock.
Normally, I don't listen to this shit that gets thrown around upstairs, but these rumours are filtering up from the bottom, and when they come from below, I tend to listen.
Where'd you go last night?
Alex and Stephen want the one thing that seems out of reach, a child of their own. Facing legal gray areas and the constant worry of being discovered, they engage in a private arrangement that might bring their dream to life, or tear their relationship apart. There's tension at every turn, and the stakes feel sky high as they inch closer to starting a family. Could their resolve to protect this fragile hope inspire you to see just how far love can stretch? Number 13. Riot.
Let's get this party started!
We too will parade on the street!
Set in the late 70s, Riot hurls you into the heart of Sydney's earliest LGBTQ+ protests. Bold, scrappy, and full of fire. Activists gather in secret, hammered by police crackdowns, yet unwilling to stay silent. Each demonstration feels like a tipping point for a community on the brink of a major breakthrough. Want an electrifying history lesson on how Sydney Mardi Gras was born? And proof that one night of defiance can echo for generations? Number 12. Dead Europe.
Dad apparently had some kind of curse.
Maybe he did. When innocent blood is spilled, the hate attaches to the guilty.
Isaac, a Melbourne photographer, travels to Greece after his father's death, hoping for a quiet journey. Instead, he stumbles across eerie hints of a family curse and a string of unsettling encounters across Europe. Superstition, guilt, and a creeping sense of doom start to close in around him. The tension builds with every clue he uncovers, leaving you wondering, will diving into his family's secrets release him or trap him in a living nightmare? Number 11. Monster Pies.
Loving that I gave, so it cost too much to damage it, it hurt too much to save, so I closed the light on you and I was staring at the...
School can be rough, especially for two teens assigned to collaborate on a project inspired by Romeo and Juliet. Mike and William initially bond over rewriting Shakespeare, but real feelings spark between them at lightning speed. Their fragile romance collides with judgmental classmates and personal struggles at home, resulting in sweet moments mixed with heartbreak. Will this unexpected love story have a better ending than the tragic play they've been assigned? Number 10. Teenage Kicks.
This is me.
Hey, Mick. I'm sorry about your brother. You know, my parents are out at the auctions if you want to come in and see my room.
Miklos dreams of escaping his troubled world, but grief hits hard when he loses his older brother in an accident. On top of that, he harbors feelings for his best friend that he can't quite express. Family obligations, cultural pressures, and a storm of emotions pull him in every direction. His journey feels like watching a fuse burn closer to the dynamite. Will his next move unleash hope for the future, or send everything spiraling out of control? By the way, if you're enjoying these picks and want to see more content like this, consider supporting our channel by becoming a member. You'll gain early access to our latest videos, meet other movie fans in a supportive community, and enjoy a variety of exclusive perks along the way. Number 9. Lonesome.
He was married, had a young family. Got lazy, I guess.
Casey drifts into the city carrying only a backpack and a wounded heart, hoping for a fresh start. He collides with Tib, who has his own load of secrets to bear. Their hesitant bond flares in unexpected ways as they hustle between odd jobs, lonely nights, and fleeting warmth in a place that barely notices them. Are you ready to watch these two outsiders discover if companionship is enough to break down their walls? Number 8. Cut Snake.
This is my mate from Sydney.
No.
What if this surprised me?
You've never mentioned him before tonight.
How many things were a lot closer than we actually are?
I just don't want us to have any secrets.
Done real well for yourself, young Sparrow.
Merv has put prison behind him, settling into a steady job and a life that seems on track with his fiancée. But the sudden arrival of an old cellmate, James, shatters the calm, revealing tensions and buried loyalties that refuse to stay hidden. This isn't just a threat to Merv's new life, it's a reckoning with everything he tried to forget. Do you think he can keep his murky past from sinking his future once and for all? Number 7. Downriver.
He's still just missing. You report every 24 hours for a month, and then every 72 after that. Zero tolerance.
So you killed that kid, huh? I don't know if I should say. Will that help it?
He hasn't come back for you. He just needs to put some things at rest.
James returns to the riverbanks where a child disappeared years earlier, the same crime that sent him to juvenile detention. The local residents are suspicious, family ties feel fraught, and the water itself seems to hold dark answers. Determined to uncover the truth, James plunges deeper into a web of secrets that might prove more devastating than he imagined. Does unearthing these buried facts offer redemption, or is he about to stir up a tragedy that never really ended? Number 6. Sequin in a Blue Room.
There's something different about you.
What are you doing after this?
Are you asking me on a date?
Do you know everyone there?
Sequin, a restless 16-year-old, navigates a swirl of anonymous online encounters and casual hookups that he treats like a personal challenge. When he sneaks into the exclusive Blue Room party, the thrill of the unknown is irresistible, but so is the danger. Each new connection pulls him further from what little stability he has. Is this heady rush of exploration worth risking everything? And might one unexpected encounter change how he sees himself for good? Number 5. Drown.
So what's your deal, mate? Where you from? Why you here? You got a girl? No. You ever had one?
3 surf lifesavers share a sun-soaked brotherhood on Sydney's beaches until one of them reveals his sexuality. Len, who's always played the alpha male, can't handle this new information, and the nighttime drinking session that follows simmers with jealousy and pent-up aggression. When pride, lust, and fear collide, the crash is inevitable. Ready to dive into a film that lays bare how toxic competition can ignite secrets, and whether any wave of regret can wash them away? Number 4. The Sum of Us.
Jeff and his dad have a unique relationship.
It's high time you start thinking about a family of your own. Find some nice young fella, get set up in life.
Harry is the ultimate supportive dad, enthusiastically encouraging his gay son Jeff to find a meaningful connection while he also takes a stab at romance. Their banter is playful, their bond is strong, and their quest for love might make you laugh at one moment and tear up the next. Life throws them curveballs at every turn, but they face it all under one roof. Want to see a father-son duo that redefines what unconditional acceptance looks like? Number 3. Boy Erased.
Jared, I want you to do well. I want you to have a great life. I love you, but we cannot see a way that you can live under this roof if you're going to fundamentally go against the grain of our beliefs.
When Jared is outed to his devout Christian parents, they send him to a conversion therapy program, certain it's the right path. Each day inside those walls is claustrophobic, psychologically draining, and filled with methods meant to fix what isn't broken. Jared must decide how far he's willing to bend for the sake of family ties. Will a young man's sense of identity survive an environment determined to erase it? Number 2. Holding the Man.
I like you too. John Callio, will you go round with me?
Tim and John begin their love story under a strict Catholic school system, sneaking glances during class and stolen moments between meetings. As the years pass, through university, career moves, and the onset of the AIDS crisis, their bond remains a bright constant. You'll witness not just romance but unwavering devotion, tested by life's toughest realities. Are you prepared for a film that shows love at its most fragile and unbreakable all at once? Number 1. The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
We dress up in women's clothes and parade around mouthing the words to other people's songs.
2 drag queens and a transgender woman pack up their sequins, wigs, and hope in a rickety bus named Priscilla, aiming to conquer the Australian outback one show at a time. Along the way, they dazzle unsuspecting townsfolk and buttheads with intolerance, but nothing dims their sparkle for long. Fueled by a killer soundtrack and outlandish costumes, this classic is a riot of color and heart. Ready to hop on board for a one-of-a-kind road trip to self-expression? That wraps up our list of top 15 Australian gay movies. Which film resonated with you the most? Thanks for tuning in and happy streaming.